All right, we're back for Money Monday, and now we're talking about who is the minimum wage workers and what impacts the minimum wage will have both positively and negatively in the economy.
Yeah, we welcome back the president and CEO of Great Lakes Credit Union, David Seeger, to help explain.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, the markets are recovering a little bit, at least the pre-markets. Now we're down only 17. Before it was a little worse than that, so maybe we might be gaining on this a little bit, have a positive opening. We'll have to see what happens, but right now we're still down, but hopefully it'll turn out a little bit better for the 9:30 open. Okay, we're talking about minimum wage, and that's a big debate. Okay, should we increase the minimum wage or not? Right now, the federal minimum wage is $7.25. Now in Ohio, it is $7.95, and we tie that index to inflation. So at any rate, that will go up automatically, but the federal one takes an act of Congress to change it. Now, in doing so, who is actually the person on minimum wage? Well, 3/4 of them are over the age of 20. So they're not the young high school kids necessarily. Majority of them are people over 20.
Right.
And more likely they're probably female, and 1 out of 4 of them has a child as well. So we have a whole group of people in that general vicinity that actually are in that category. So what would happen then? Well, do we need to raise it to $10.10? That's what the $64 question is right now. And where should we be with this? And nobody really has a good answer for it. So I did some research, and basically if we would have indexed on the minimum wage to inflation of the last 40 years, we would be at $10.55 right now. And so 10.10, 10.55 is not too far off. So it makes some sense. You can have an argument for having the minimum wage there.
Right.
Also, 600 economists, 7 Nobel Prize winning economists, wrote an open letter to Congress in January urging Congress to take action and move it to the 10.10.
Right.
Now here's where the controversy comes in. The CBO came up with a number that if we do raise it to 10.10, we could lose as much as 500,000 jobs. The economists those economists listed don't necessarily think so, but the CBO office, which is very prestigious, thinks that we might lose as much as 500,000 jobs.
Wow.
Should that be the case. So that's the argument. Nobody really knows. Now, if we did raise it to 10.10, we would raise 1 million people right off the bat out of the poverty level over to more of a living wage. So there's arguments in both ways.
Yeah.
So 10.10, is that the way to go? Well, we'll have to see what Congress decides.
Interesting.
And I've also heard things too where if you raise it, it may actually help some companies like Costco. They do it themselves.
That's right.
Pay their work because they say it helps keep employees,
Right.
it helps retain.
Right.
So to some extent, I guess there's also arguments to raise it not just for the poverty issue, but it may actually help businesses in some
employees
instances.
would obviously be happier with that. However, I can also see the point that
happy employees
provide
are
more
productive
jobs,
employees.
more jobs to help everyone, you
Right.
know? So, I
Exactly.
mean, you can see both sides
Yes,
here.
you can.
It's an interesting and thought-provoking debate.
It
that's for
certainly
sure.
is. It certainly is.
Well, thanks, David.
You betcha.
All right, coming up next, we have sports. Stay with us.